Hello, and thank you for taking the time to look at the Global program. Now, I wanted to share with you a project that came across my desk that I got super excited about, and I think you'll feel the same way. Global is actually a self-managed global donation system that's based on a peer-to-peer worldwide mutual financial aid network where people are able to transfer donations from one member's account to others. Global assigns a system of reward called the Mavro, which is of course enjoyed by participants and managers in the system. Now, what Global is not, it's not a bank, not a business, company, or an investment. Global has no central account and do not transfer money, or we as a person does not transfer money to Instead, we send our donations directly to recipients' accounts. Global provides no promises, no guarantees. Every participant understands the inherent risks with sending donation to other members in the system. Now let's just give a brief history of Global. So it all started back in 1989 by Sergey Mavrodi, and he wanted to level the playing field between the oligarchs, the rich in Russia, with the working people that really weren't given a chance. He had a successful company at the time, and he ended up creating a system where he could literally distribute wealth through his company model by having people participate at one value and take out an increased value on a monthly basis of the flow in and flow out of money going through the system. That ran until 1994, when unfortunately it was shut down. Now, at that point, he went through a lot of persecution, a lot of issues that were not his fault. He had a great mission, and he vowed to be able to continue with that mission, and now he's back stronger than ever. Since 2011, he restarted under the Global community, which is now providing a fair financial order, a worldwide mutual aid fund, and primarily trying to help people become financially independent. Now, where are we today? Global Voluntary Network is a community of over 200 million people and growing in 118 countries around the world. Now, I don't know about you, but if something's doing 118 countries with over 200 million people, that's not a little thing, that's a movement. 5 years of activity, he has over $15 billion in worldwide assistance that's been provided through people inside of the network. They're the #1 donation exchange program in the world. Now, what is the program? What is the platform that they have the Mavro account to? It's called Bitcoin. Now, if you're not familiar with Bitcoin, Bitcoin is a platform of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is a decentralized currency that allows you to instantaneously transfer money or make a purchase from a cell phone anywhere in the world. Bitcoin is accepted in over 60,000 merchants and growing by the day. Major merchants such as Dell and Overstock and Amazon.com, and you can buy gift cards and get things like Starbucks and Whole Foods and buy airfare through Cheap Air, and there's just so many places that you can use Bitcoin. But you can also have that converted right back into your bank account in your country. Now, Global leveled the playing field for everyone by providing the system. And so how do they monitor the system of people providing and getting help in the system? Well, how does it work? #1, we only want people to use discretionary income, money that they can spare, money that is not going to hurt their family. And they're going to provide help or provide a donation inside the system, which is going to be tracked in your personal office, and your account will be credited with Mavro. So what is Mavro? Mavro is the internal currency of the Global system. Now, Mavro amount will start from the moment that you make a deposit in someone else's account by providing help, at a minimum of 20% all the way up to 100% if you participate in the Global Extra program, or the Extra. As an example, $100 that's provided as a donation is equal to 100 Mavro credited in your personal office. Now, the calculation of interest occurs twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the sum of Mavro shows how much you can request yourself at any time. Now, we only do two things inside of MMM Global. We provide help and we get help. So here's a simple example of somebody who has provided help, and they have literally transferred Bitcoin from one Bitcoin wallet, such as a Coinbase or a blockchain, there's many different Bitcoin wallets, to somebody who has a Bitcoin wallet that requested help, or many people who had requested help. And these are fulfilling it, high level of security that tracks all of these transactions and make sure you do the thing you said you're going to do after you said you're going to do it within 36 hours. Now, an example of the growth of the Mavro. So, if you announce a willingness to assist $100 and you put that in the system, you'll immediately get your system credited with that $100 and it'll start growing. By the end of the month, if you had a 30% increase that month, you would have grown to 130 Mavro, and you'll be able to take a request assistance up to $130. However, if you use the MMM Extra Participation, which allows you to earn up to 100% by doing daily activities such as Facebook posts and likes and tweeting and Pinterest, YouTube videos, all different types of things to spread the word of the MMM Global mission. And so if you had put in 100 Mavro, by the end of the month, it would increase by 100 times and go to 200 Mavro. Accordingly, you'll be able to request or get assistance for $200. So, but what would happen if you let that ride and didn't take any money out? Month one, you'd have $100. It would grow to the end of the month would be $200. Month two, that 200 would grow to 400. Following month, 400 would grow to 800, and so on. You can scale that, and just so you know, the maximum amount of money you can deposit is $10,000. However, you are able to earn beyond that through different levels of training. Now, as I mentioned, we have the MMM Extra. MMM Extra, I know, is available in the U.S. and other certain countries around the world. Check with the system to confirm that. And they provide up to 100% by doing these daily activities. And so, like I said, you're able to participate and literally grow up to 100% a month just by helping to spread the word. Now, let's just talk a quick minute about the banking system and the ideology behind everything. And it's an interesting couple of quotes here. Andrew Jackson quoted, "If the people only understood the rank and justice in our money and banking system, there would be a revolution by morning." Henry Ford, 1922, quoted, "It's well enough that the people of the nation do not understand our banking and monetary system, for if they did, I believe there'd be a revolution before tomorrow morning." Now, this is no surprise. Back all the way dating into thousands of years ago, the time of the Pharaoh, which were the wealthy, or they claimed to be the wealthy, were the top of the pyramid. Back then, you had the upper class, middle class, lower class. Now, then you had the servants and the slaves. Kind of looks like a pyramid. Well, not much has changed since that time. Here's your corporate structure that most of you work in. You have a CEO, president, there's more vice presidents and more middle managers than there is vice presidents, all the way down to the employees. As you can see, there'll never be able to be more than one CEO, so you'll never have a chance to climb that pyramid. You can only go so far up it. But what's the real money system? Who is the real top 20%? Which, in actuality, there's studies that say the 20% of the top money in the world, the wealthy, really only are the top 2%. So the top 2% of the wealthiest people in the world make up the 20%. And as you can see, number 6 in this list is the Federal Reserve System. As you can see, all the different high-level uber wealth organizations, which I won't go into today, we're not even listed. We're in the 80%. We're off of the pyramid, and as you can see, I just put a reference to the dollar because there's a whole story behind that, which we won't get into right now, but you can do your own due diligence on that. That being said, how do you increase beyond just whatever amount of spare money you put in? Well, you can become a manager by finishing a school and becoming a guider. And by doing that, you can increase in rank and your involvement in the system. But first, they are going to provide you with a bonus. So if you put in a simple $50 all the way up to $499, you'll get a $20 bonus. If you put in $500 to $2,099, you'll get a $50 bonus. And if you put in a $3,000, you'll get a $100 bonus. Now that's credited in Mavro in the system, and the donations are to other participants. You never are donating anything into MMM Global. How's the referral program work? We're like an affiliate program. So if you just have minimal participation, you don't become a manager, anybody you personally refer to the system, you will earn 10% in Mavro that you can then take back out of the system based on the amount of money that that person who you referred in donated into the different participants in the network. However, if you decide to go through the guider course, like I did myself, and actually decide to participate in training people and sharing the proper message throughout the world, you can earn on your first level 5% of the donations, up to a max of the total donation, which is 10,000. Second level 3%, third level 1%, all the way down to 0.1%, as you can see by the graphic illustration you see here. One of the beautiful parts about the MMM Global model is that everybody knows the risks going in. And so we want everybody to know that MMM Global is a community for peer-to-peer money exchange. Thus, MMM only redistributes money between its participants, connecting a donator to a recipient. Therefore, in order that the mutual aid process may be beneficial and not be stopped, the number of participants donating money should generally increase. Kind of like people were putting money into the bank. If people stop putting money in the bank, people go to take all the money in the bank, there'll be no money left in the bank because they've already used their money. The community constantly works to improve the reliability of the mechanism of mutual assistance. However, it may happen that those who have donated money will receive help back and donate only spare money. So they may not receive any help back in the event that something were to happen, which means that there was a mass panic. And I'm going to go over some of the things that you need to know as your risks. But I want you to know that the program's been going on a very long time, and we have a proven system of reliability. The MMM have implemented various mechanisms to make donation exchange process more stable and more beneficial. Now, I just want to tweak this real quick. What are some of the rules? Any participant may only have one account per person, and this is monitored by your IP address. It's very important, you can only have one account. We're not a system based on greed. Number 2, you may not advertise this program on an ad rotator where people can't really be educated properly. Number 3, you cannot promote the opportunity as an investment because it is a donation exchange of mutual aid. Number 3, we ask before sharing this with anyone that you have them review the ideology of MMM Global and understand the program to avoid any of the many questions that they're going to ask. Number 4, you have 36 hours to complete your provide help. If you don't do it within that time frame, then you have the opportunity to be blocked from participating in the system. And in the event of a worldwide, countrywide financial crisis that may cause a panic, MMM Global will initiate a pause, which could last up to 2.5 months, and at that time, accounts will be frozen until that situation is resolved. Just like the situation that happened in the U.S., when people had mass panic, a lot of major financial institutions closed down. They had to bail out the banking system. At the end of the day, you need to understand that there's nothing else like this you're ever going to come across. And we appreciate you taking the time to review this information and do your due diligence. But we encourage you to become a member, to join our movement, to help change the world system one person at a time, and that's what we're in a mission to do. So thank you for taking the time to review this information. Get back to the person that shared it with you, and I look forward to speaking with you. Thank you.